Well, it's been out for a little bit now, and I've been meaning to do this, but goddamn, it is a 4 hour long movie. But it's gonna happen. We are watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I'm gonna be TikToking my way through it the entire 4 hours. I'm probably gonna stop for dinner or something like that because it's freaking 4 hours, man. I don't even think Titanic's that long. So stick around, and I'm gonna put this all into a YouTube compilation as well. Also, shout out to Big Feet Pajama Co. because they have really comfy pajamas. All right, I'm gonna shut up, and I'm gonna start this at 6, which is in 5 minutes. So I'm gonna stop for 5 minutes. Just starting off, I really like how they did the kind of bringing everything together. I can't remember if any Avengers did that, but kind of the Superman scream. Anyway, okay, that's all I'm gonna say because I only accidentally put 15 seconds. Yay! All right, there's a lot of brooding and stuff in the DC universe, and I think that's one of the things that made Marvel really great was you get these quips and one-liners, and DC just doesn't have that. All right. Alright, we are just over an hour in. It's literally at the part 3 right now. I'm enjoying it so far. God, it's only been an hour. I'm gonna take a short break because I need to go to the bathroom and I need to order dinner. So, yeah. Who the hell? Why would Zack Snyder make a 4 hour long movie? Okay. I'll be back. I like how we're getting a lot of the background. I think there was quite a few shows for the DC universe. I've not watched them yet. But we're getting quite a bit of background. So, it all works in this. I really like how they're all together now. And I think they did it pretty well. Especially with Cyborg's kind of go off and all that stuff. God, this is a long movie. I just want to throw it out there that I love how they're accurate with the fact that Batman doesn't have flight or super speed or whatever, so he's always showing up late, and it's hilarious. Because he's always the last one there, and he's always so brooding, and he's always late. It's just hilarious, in my opinion, that they're being relatively accurate with that. I find it hilarious. I have finally finished the Snyder Cut. In just a few minutes, I'm gonna upload a review. Just so you know, I'm gonna do a little bit extra content, and I'm gonna stick it in the YouTube video that I'm eventually gonna make, probably within the week. Yeah, stay tuned for the actual review. Alright, I'm going to go into a bit more detail on the YouTube video that I'm going to make for this. But Zack Snyder's Justice League, despite it being 4 hours long, it did and it didn't feel that long. Overall it was a good movie. One of my biggest things is I think this is just purely DC is late to the game. But also I really enjoyed the DC heroes. And I really liked how we got more time to feel the emotions. Feel the emotions of the characters because, mind you, this is a 4 hour long movie now. But I really like that. I'm going to talk a bit more about that on that video. But I do have to give it a rating. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Like I said, it is super long, and even though it's done well, there were some things that... Alright, so this is some bonus content for the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. And there's just a few things I want to talk about. First of all, the fact that this is 4 hours long. It both felt incredibly long and didn't feel incredibly long at the exact same time. Now mind you, I took a few breaks because if you can sit down for 4 hours straight watching a movie, that's just incredible. But the fact that it's 4 hours allowed, and I very much believe that Zack Snyder wanted this to happen. It very much allowed the emotions to come through, to really dwell on those moments. When you're doing a traditional Hollywood blockbuster, you're at 2.5 hours. You kind of got to cut those moments short. You extend it out to 4 hours, all of a sudden you have an extra hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the original length of the film. So I thought it was very interesting. I also want to talk about the. I'm relatively familiar with Marvel. I did not grow up as like a comic book person. I'm familiar with many characters, but I have not read the comic books for either Marvel or DC. And I think the thing is, Marvel has the upper hand when it comes to superhero films. It's just basic. Since 2008, they've been working on this Marvel Cinematic Universe, which of course just wrapped up whatever phase or section they're on, whatever, with Infinity War. Infinity War and Endgame. That's the second one, yeah. Whereas Justice League, this is kind of like the first Avengers film where everyone's kind of coming together. I also want to talk a little bit about the actual heroes, and the fact that so many of them are based in actual mythology is something that I really, really enjoy. Now, of course, you have the classic rich person who's funding it all. Bruce Wayne. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it would be Tony Stark, Iron Man. And, I think that's good. But you look at the characters, and you've got Aquaman, who is God of the Ocean. Or not God of the Ocean, but, he's kind of based on the whole Poseidon thing. Wonder Woman, who is part of the Amazonians. Superman, who's of course an alien, and there's all these moments of godliness, or not moments of, oh, it's so strange to describe. Growing in our society, there is theology. Obviously, whether you believe in the Christian God, the Roman gods, the Greek gods, the spirit in the earth, the whatever you believe in, we are familiar in some sort with that. And we've all heard the tales of Zeus. We have all heard the tales of Aphrodite, whatever. And I think that's really interesting because a lot of DC, I believe, especially the Justice League, kind of touches upon those. And we even, when they're describing the first attack on Earth, they say that Zeus was there. They say that, they all came together, which is really cool. It just kind of makes it feel a bit more real. This might be my final little point that I'm going to say. And maybe it's because of my personal beliefs, or maybe it just works out well. And correct me if I'm wrong. If the comic books differ, again, I don't know. One of the things I really like is there's no military interference. We do not have. I mean, the military does show up, but. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we have S.H.I.E.L.D. We've got, Captain, we've got Nick Fury. And there's a very strong percentage of that universe that they operate because of the military allowing them. And that universe is also purely in the real world. We don't have a Metropolis, we don't have a Gotham City in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The only thing we have is Wakanda, and even then you can make the argument that it really does exist. Whereas in Justice League, we don't, we have Metropolis and we have Gotham City, and it's one of those things that I think makes it work better. This is just a little side note. I love how they swore. Like, dude, it was just I with Iron Man, not with Iron Man, but with the Marvel Cinematic Universe now being owned by Disney, and before Disney bought it, not wanting to really, get too grungy. They kind of shied away from swearing and all that stuff. In at least this version of Justice League, I'm not sure about the original cut of this, which I did watch. It was a while ago. But I just like how they swore. Dude, if I was a superhero, I'd be swearing every other day. Like, dude, come on. Yeah, okay, I think that's it. And I haven't said this in a while, but make sure, like, you're subscribed and you like all my videos, and the more likes and subscriptions that I get, the more that I'll do. And if you have recommended videos for me to watch or recommended topics for me to cover, put them down in the comments, and let's have some fun with it. Alright, if you're at the end of this video, then congratulations, you've watched much less than a 4-hour movie. I'm gonna go to bed now. Good night.